Hello everyone, this is Rebecca from Papeterie de Choix, and welcome to Thematic Thursday. Today we're going to be doing a theme that's a little bit shabby chic, and we're going to be using some painted cardboard, some doilies, paper doilies, and some cutouts from greeting cards that I already have. So these are the ones that I made a good while back, probably a couple of months ago. This is just a piece of cardboard. Now the cardboard I cut out on my brother's Scan and Cut when I first got it like 2 years ago. I've not used it a lot lately, but I plan to start back up using it a lot. And so these are just the fronts of greeting cards. They're not inked, they're just and they're probably a little bit shiny because they have a coating. But I just created a little pocket and just filled it full of these just little bitty writing spaces. So that's one. Here's another one that is just I call this a cloud because of the shape of it. But it's just a doily folded in half with, I guess, a flower punch sort of cloud, another cloud punch, and a couple of tags made from greeting cards. And then this one is a tag, and you can see where, I don't remember what happened, but anyway, it cut the wrong place, but I wasn't going to waste it, so I put glue in there. So this one I created a tuck spot on top of the corrugated cardboard, and then made a tag out of the front of the greeting card, and then I glue on this little bitty heart and put these two little things inside of it. So today we're going to make a few more of these that are similar. So what I have is an oval and a tag shape, like a housetop tag shape, and this one, and this big heart. So the first thing I'm going to do is this is from Walmart, Snow White. It's the whitest paint that I can find, and at 50 cents, or at least that's the price it used to be. I usually, when I'm in there, I'll buy every one that they have, but I just put a little paint, and this is a dry brush. It needs to be a brush that's pretty stiff, because you want it to dry almost as fast as you put it on. And so you just do that until you run out of paint. And for this project, what I did was I just kind of went up to the outside and left just a little bit of a border of the cardboard color at the outside. And then once I kind of fill in the area that I kind of want the white, I'll go back and put a second layer to make it just a little bit whiter, because that cardboard will give it a kind of a brownish gray look. So, I'm going to put that aside, let it finish drying. And the way I do this, I end up with paint on my fingers and wherever else. I think that would be good with one coat, I believe. Maybe just a little bit more. Well, I became something today that I have never been before. I have a younger sister. She's 3 years younger than me. And toward the end of this month, she will be 54 years old. And I have 6 grandchildren, and the oldest one will be 15 in December. But she got her first grandbaby today. So we have a new little boy in the family named Thomas. And so she became a grandmother today, and I became a great aunt. So yeah, still taking that in a little bit. Because in my mind, I'm still, 28 years old. But 28 with 29 years experience. Something like that. Anyway, so yeah, we got a new baby in the family today. Little Thomas that wasn't so little. He weighed 8 pounds and 15 ounces and was 22 inches long. But if you could see his daddy, you'd know why. He's like 6'4" and tall. Okay, now, the next thing we're going to do is rub this wet paint off on my pants so I don't get it anywhere else. So, I had the idea of doing the heart first. And I had a little, I think this is actually 2 layers, but that's fine. I'm just going to glue it down like this. So I just can't quite shake this ear infection that I've had. So if you hear me struggling, don't tell me my new thing's already stopped up. Okay, let me grab the other one, because I'm not going to get a needle at this juncture, and hopefully this one's not stopped. I've been crafting like all, there we go, crafting pretty much all evening, and I might have forgotten to put the lid on it, I'm not sure. Now, I'm not folding this one, and hopefully I'm not putting glue where I don't need it. But anyway, yeah, my sister sent me a picture about 1:30 today of little Thomas. And that's a name we don't have in the family much, but his middle name begins with Lee. My niece put two names together to make a middle name. I think I might end up having to put a whole bunch more glue on this. So the name Lee is very prominent in the family, both as given names and a few generations ago as a surname. So different ones in the family have kept it going. In fact, my niece who just had the baby, her middle name is Lee, like the masculine Lee. And one of my grandbabies, Kimber, her middle name is Lee, but it's the L-E-I-G-H, Lee. So yeah, I got 3 boys and 3 girl grandbabies that range from coming up to 15 in December to a year old in November. So a huge range of chitlins. Okay, now you can tell this is the back of a card. Now I'm not inking any of this because I'm not really into the whole shabby chic thing. I really am not. But sometimes things just look pretty and you want to at least try it. So that's what I'm doing. But this is not a vintage look I'm going for. But it is a little bit old-fashioned. But not everything old-fashioned has to be inky brown or other colors. Now, let's see if I can get this sort of positioned. How's that? Now hopefully this won't crush it, but this is to make everything flat. I don't know if you can see that. It's a old-fashioned iron. And I use that when I don't iron with a hot iron. I use that just to, put things in place. Okay. So on this one, I'm going to fold this like so. Put just enough glue around the edges to hold it. Because if you put too much, it's going to seep through and you don't want that. So okay. And I think it needs to be straight, just a little bit straightener. That's probably going to be it right there. Okay, so let's put some glue right around this part to here. Kind of go across here and back up to here. I think that'll sort of do. Sorta. So yeah, I'm tickled. I'm tickled for my sister because she's always loved babies, and her daughter is 27. Yeah, I think she was 27 last month, I believe is right. Either 26 or 27. So yeah. Okay, and I think I'm gonna put a few more pieces over here. I'm gonna make that a little tag. Put that down low, I could put that in front of it, and it would sort of match, wouldn't it? Yep, it's not going to be big enough. Not unless I make it a side tuck, which I could, but that's too much butterflies. So we'll not do that one. But I am going to glue it down. I think I'm just going to glue it down and just make a little piece of decoration, a little piece of ornament out of it. So that can go right there, I believe. Looks sort of middle-ish. Oh, I went too far. And then in this, I'm going to put this tag. And I think this tag or journaling spot. And what else do I have? I guess this little thing, this little beady one. Put that like that. Okay. So we'll call that done. It's not quite dry yet, but we'll call it done. That looks good. Now let me set the iron on this one. Now, what I want to do with this, I think, I don't know if I want to make a bow to glue it on, and I think I just banged the camera, or just make a little hanger. I think I'm just going to do a little hanger. So what I'm going to do right here is take my big hole punch and find the middle. Let's do this right there. Okay. Now let's find the middle. And pop goes the weasel. I probably went in a little too far, but I wanted to make sure that I was past that little point there, so that'll be fine. Now let's cut this, and you might be wondering, where does she get all these scissors from? Well, my little desk is against the wall, and I have a little tiny the wall. I live in a house that's 106 or so years old, and so it's got 9-foot ceilings, and where my craft room is the boxed-in back porch that also is the laundry, and there's a door that goes to the outside, and a door that goes into the kitchen, and a door that goes into our bedroom. So it's 6 feet wide and 16 feet long, but it has 3 doors in it. So anyway, my desk right here is up against the wall, which is sort of like a shiplap type scenario. And I have this little bitty, it's like a 1-inch square piece of wood that's about probably almost 4 feet long, 3.5 anyway, and it's got all these little hooks in it about so far apart, and so that's where I hang all of my scissors and the other stuff that I use, so that everything's just right handy. So when I reach like that, I'm reaching for a pair of scissors most of the time anyway. Okay, now that probably could be a little fancier, but I'm not really into all the gushy side of shabby chic, so I'm going to call that one done. So I'm going to put that to the side. Check on this one. It's looking good. Oops, sorry. I have, yeah. Just got a lot going on, I suppose. So on this one, I'm going to do a half. Is that what I want to do? I think so, but I'm going to turn that over since I obviously didn't fold it exactly in half. Okay, I think that'll be fine. So yeah, so this video is actually more about the decoration than it is anything else, I suppose. Sorta, kinda. Let's go right across through there. But one of the things that I've been wanting to do is use up a lot of the stuff that I've had made for literally a few years. Because you just gotta do something with it after a while. So, okay. we're gonna put, I'm gonna put just a little bit on that part. And then put a line right up through here. And I want that last little rib to show just a little bit if possible. Now, I'm going to put that down and just let that sit on it for a minute while I go ahead and put this last one on this one. Let's see, how do I want to do that? Probably, I guess I could wrap it around. Yeah, looks like it's got on a little apron. We'll have an apron tag. How's that? 9/10 of what I make up as I go along. The only time I really do the same thing over and over is if I'm following somebody on YouTube and making what they're making. So that's just, and I usually just kind of go with my ideas and see if it works. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it don't. But, okay, let's see if I can take that back apart and just adjust it slightly. Okay, well, I guess that's as good as that's going to get. Let's take this and squish that really good and shake the camera while I'm at it, because I think I did. Alright, now turn it over. Well, that looks pretty well even to me. What do you think? And I'm thinking I might just use my little bitty stapler and just staple it right here. But then I guess I could just glue it to the back. So glue it is. So my parents, like I was saying, I think in a video, the last video I did, my mom is 75. She was 75 in May, and my daddy was 82 in March. And they still work almost every day. I mean, they have a farm, so they're always working on the farm, but they have other jobs outside the home or outside the farm. And but my dad, his brother passed away back in July, his only brother, who was 9.5 years older than him. And then their two sisters passed, one last year and one the year before. And there was 5 of them, so now it's just my dad and his younger sister left. So my dad's had a lot of what I will call his mortality, thinking about mortality and all such as that. So I was talking to my mom on the phone last night, and she said, "Your daddy has been asking me questions, and so I need to ask you something." And I'm like, "Oh no, what's this?" And she said, "You know how I've always wanted to see the Mississippi River?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Your daddy has said before we get," because they have a Christmas tree farm, "before we get into doing Christmas tree stuff, we're wondering if you will come and drive us to see the Mississippi River before we get into making wreaths. So I said, yes, I will certainly do that. So I love to drive. Not in heavy traffic, but I do love to drive. So, so I've spent most of the day making an itinerary for places to stop. My dad, he has 2 movie cameras. One I bought for him and one I gave to him. And then my mom has her little point and shoot. And so, you know what, I might have to change these out. Unless they're glued in. Let's put this one in here with the butterfly. So at least that matches. Well, I don't know. But anyway, what I was saying was, so they want to go roughly in the first week of October. And from their house to the Mississippi straight drive is 9 hours. So, not exactly sure how that's going to be accomplished, but we'll figure it out. I mean, I've done all kinds of stops at all these nature places along the way and things like that that I know they'll enjoy. Oh wait, here's some stuff I got out I forgot about. Okay, so let's take this out and put it back in here. And these are also just the fronts of little, oh perfect, look at that. Well, these two are just a lot. These are just little greeting cards. Well, I don't know about that one. So I guess it's going to be these two. Pull that one up slightly like that. Or no, let's put that one down. Put this one behind. Yeah. I can put a little string of lace there. And I guess I probably ought to get a move on because my camera, I know, is probably getting up to that 25-minute mark. And if it does, it'll just shut off and close up. And several times it's done that, and I've just been talking away and doing stuff and looking. It's like, oh. So I have to go look and see where I was and see, can I save it? Can I, you know. Sometimes I've just totally redone the video and carried on. Let's see. I'm going around these little corners right here. Well, alright. Well, I have some good news and some bad news. The good news is that my camera records for 28 minutes and not 25. The bad news is that it stopped at 28 minutes and 3 seconds. So it didn't film the last maybe minute to 2 minutes or so of the project we just did. So I'm just going to do a quick run through after I drop some of them in the floor of what we did. So that's the one we made this afternoon, tonight. Yeah, it's like 11 something. This one, that one, and that one. And then these are the 3 that I had already made. So, to recap, we just got a couple of tags in that one, made it a little apron, sorta, kinda. This one, I put, this actually came from all the same card. Even this was from the inside of the, or from the outside of the back. So that's all in that one. This one, it took a minute for this to dry. In fact, you might not have even seen that part. I don't remember. I think when the video, or when the camera stopped, the iron was sitting on this over here. So, so this, it sticks out a little on either side. There's a spot that's narrow, so this won't fit in it, but there's a spot between the doily and this that's narrow, and then under the doily, this will fit. So I could put something else in there that's narrower. This one is my favorite, though. I really like it. Reminds me of my grandma, and she's been gone since 2004. So, alrighty, that was Thematic Thursday, using the theme of painted corrugated cardboard, doilies, and cutouts from greeting cards. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in a video very soon.